So I think architecture in 2020 and beyond is heading more towards the sustainability side of design. Us as sort of architects and designers need to be very conscious of that. The government are doing a lot to push it, and rightly so. Climate change is a massive talking point currently, and we have a big responsibility to help push that forward in the construction industry. Developers should use Aura architecture for various reasons. We're a talented team of architects and designers. Myself and most of the team come from either a developer background, so I used to work for the Berkeley Group in-house. Iris, my senior architect, is from a development background, so she was a senior in-house architect for a developer for the past 3 years. And each of us actually do our own investments or developments on the side as well. So we understand not only the design and architectural perspective of property development, but we understand the commercial aspects of it, and are very end-to-end in terms of understanding the whole property development life cycle. So I think there'll be some interesting times with Brexit and the way any new government is going to take the direction of the housing crisis and things that we need to do to kind of help that. So I think modular housing will become a big part in that, to trying to hit the targets. Less so, I think, in London, although airspace developments will become more and more fruitful. There's a drive in the planning policy changes to help developers develop in the airspace above flats, and I think that will really help in London to help hit the housing targets. I think that also has a interesting spin for modular, where modular units, lightweight structures, can be used to create that airspace development in London. I think further afield, where you've got more land to play with, modular housing as the traditional sense of housing will be more and more prevalent. I think the HMO industry is needed, the private rental sector. People do need places to rent, and I think the standards that people are achieving with their HMOs is far greater nowadays. We work very closely with a HMO compliance company to make sure that we are squeezing every bit of value out of people's assets as possible, to drive the rental yields higher, to increase the number of en-suites in the houses, and to create a better environment for people to live whilst providing higher yields for investors. The homeowner sector is always interesting. It's far different to a developer that thinks a lot more commercially. When you're dealing with homeowners, it becomes a much more of an emotional investment. It's becoming a lot more expensive to move houses, so people are staying put and looking at ways to maximise the building footprint that they live in. That's one thing that we're very keen to do. 60% of our business at Aura Architecture is private homeowner clients, so we're helping young families, generally in London, that are busy professionals, help create extra rooms and extra space for their growing families to live. The key thing that we see day in, day out is the realisation of how expensive things are. I think clients come to us quite regularly with budgets that aren't big enough. We're trying to kind of counteract that and help clients at an early stage by bringing a quantity surveyor or a cost consultant on board early to help give them a bit of foresight to what the potential cost of their extension could be. Too often it gets to the point where they've got planning permission, they've got the detailed design tender package together, they've gone out to contractors for a price, and it comes back way above what was expected. So we're trying to de-risk that process and bring in the cost consultancy early throughout the concept design process. So the Development Summit for us is a great platform for us to raise awareness of what we do. The people that come to the event are always at the top of their game. We're looking to work with a lot more property developers and help maximise the value from their sites. We've done a lot of work in the past year with developers. It's becoming a bigger part of our business. So the Development Summit is a great platform for that. We've got a project in Croydon at the moment where we've essentially turned it from 6 units into 24 units and added over £1 million worth of GDV to the site. So it came to us from a different architect who didn't quite maximise the potential. It was a 6-unit conversion currently, and we turned it into a 16-unit conversion, and we're about to submit an application for an 8-unit new build scheme as well on site. So the calibre of people that come to the Development Summit are exactly the target market that we'd like to talk to, and we know that we can help them maximise the site value for them.